Welcome back to Marshall Magic and Muscles Anime Review, episode number 6. Yes, this is the first time in almost a month that we got a freaking new episode released for the English dub. Like, they released all the rest English dub, but not all the rest of the other dubs. Like, they were, of course, the Japanese one released them. All the languages, but not English. It's like this one was not a high priority for this one. Oh, by the way, I'm discussing episode 7, which was Marsh Bennett, Burnedead, and the Pup Master. I'm not discussing 6.5 because it's just a clip show. That's what it is. And there's another 4, so. And it's not really important to the main storyline itself, so. Unlike the case of they did from Afria, where that one was important, this one, nah, it's not really important at all. It's just basically a clip show, which is just basically Marshall's adoptive father reading off his letter that he wrote while he was in the academy. So in the case of this episode 7, this episode covers chapters 17, 19, and pages 4 to 23 of chapter 20. Well, here's why I looked up. Apparently, page 1 for this chapter is covered in a later episode. But pages 2 and 3, they haven't covered this one. So, we pick up with the last episode, which was a month ago, where Mosh is holding a door that belongs to the... what dorm was this one? The Lupas, the Manga Lupas. So, he basically just, after going to the door, he says, "You realize they're talking to all this? Thank you for realizing that." It's like, "You're welcome." And he asks, like, "Can you give me a gold coin?" Like if you forgot this happened, basically, you let me leave. Like, "Okay, if you give me a gold coin." It's like, "Nah." And then, of course, he takes one with puppets on him. Well, before that, he does ask him, "Why did you come find a visionary?" To live peacefully with his pops. Of course, here's the thing. In the manga, it says, "That's beautiful." In the anime, he says it's admirable. Then he talks about how high and mighty he is, the fact that only purebloods, the whole pureblood nonsense. And Amash is like, you're almost like saying you're full of bullcrap. And then he unleashes one with puppets on him. He easily beats this puppet also by snapping his strings. And it turns out this puppet is actually Silva. A guy who just fought like, I think it was like just last episode he just got turned into a puppet. To me. Yeah, it was just the previous episode. Like, this guy was just turned into a puppet just last episode, and now he's back to normal. And then we have another puppet, which he takes the gold coin, but then he throws it back up, and of course is revealed after, of course, like, "Aren't you the big coin?" Nah, like, he crushes Silver's head, so he takes him to the hospital. Or to get to what the thing looks like. Like, nah, I'm not worried about it. Basically, like, that, well, the whole thing of basically he'll be back, mostly. And then, of course, basically, Love Cutie points out, though, that wasn't possible, what he just did. What did he do? Apparently, while the puppet was throwing the gold coin back, managed to bit off this puppet's button, spit it right out of the thing, just basically just deflecting the gold coin, him sucking up and what it up in Abel's hand? The button. And, well, it was like, "Huh, you played me." And, well, then, of course, we see Silva at the hospital, and then he's like, wakes up, and he sees Mosh doing side sit-ups, push-ups. And he's like, "What are you doing?" He's like, "Oh, you hear me?" He's like, "Whatever, just save your life." And by the way, this hospital is the same exact appearance as it was in the Harry Potter movies. Except the only difference between this one and the one from the movies, this one actually gives privacy, like, has like little like barriers between each of the beds. Which, that is actually quite ingenious, because if in fact that they basically just took the same exact location from the Harry Potter series, if you use that for a series, he might be accused of plagiarism, because he's basically something that's well known. So what did he do? Put barriers between them, like put these like cloth barriers between the beds, which That is something that the Harry Potter movies didn't have in the hospital wing. Nope, never did. They brought him up for one of the beds when people in privacy, but not like every single bed like this one does. And I got at least handed to for now. I'm gonna basically just say that that's what the artist did. So the anime basically drew from that. So after with that, then of course Mashle apparently his basically his bullying gets him a small punishment, clean out the owls. Because Harry Potter stuff, what do you expect? Then he gets packed, and of course Lance decided to basically come in and help him. Oh, by the way, before all this, when you see Lance, Dot, and there's one other person here, and Finn are basically in Finn Masha's room, where basically that Dot is there to give him basically gift tea. Yep, tea. And then 11 basically explains the whole thing with the gold coin, where apparently Mosh is the only one in their entire dorm who's got a gold coin. And there's one other dorm basically who's got a coin. Orca basically have because they're always studying. So basically they have to get gold coins on their own. So set basically something later. Excuse me. And then of course basically Dot reveals that he's going some bangs to get Lemon's attention, which doesn't work because Lemon's got attention toward Mosh. And then Mosh needs to try to clean up the owls to keep getting pecked. And then we see two people from McGee and Lupus show up. It's basically Order and Asher. They just walk up. Oh, and by the way, who voices these two weirdos? Aster Sonori does not have a credit for an English sub actor. Or Andrew does not have one credit either for some reason. I don't really know why. Yeah, so Ordelor's got basically this giant shuriken thing he throws around. So Orderly, so Annister basically has the scythe, and of course Orderly is a big bulky guy who basically goes at the Mosh, and he turns into a shark. I think it's the other one. So the other one takes on Lance. Calls basically. Yeah, here's the thing about Lance. The anybody uses to play with this character. He is basically a ripoff of, I think it was Goosh. Not Goosh. It was I think it was Goosh from Black Clover. He's literally the same character, except there's some differences. Number one, his sister's a little bit older than basically the one from Black Clover. Number two, he's tall. Number three, his family is not a fallen family. He actually ran away. While in the case of Goosh, he proceeded to... I think that was his correct name. He's one of Black Clovers. I think it's not Goosh. It's let's see. Yeah, Gucci. Mm-hmm. So basically, yeah, it was Gucci. So he fights him, and George can't technically fight against. He can't technically hurt the owls. So he uses gravity to basically drop a shovel to have their feed, and then of course beats the guy pretty easily thanks to his gravity magic. Mosh, the whole thing with him was quite hilarious. Or it's oh, he'll swim. It's I think he can swim. And of course, someone's like, really? I was like, what the heck is going on here? And of course, he thanks him. And of course, he's like, what are you thinking me for? It gets really close, like, okay, screw this. So then he transforms like, this monster, like, ha ha, no one can beat me this form. And then Mashle just basically punches him right in the freaking punches multiple times, launches out. Of course, these two are beaten. And then basically, like, okay, like, these guys be too easy. So, and then we have another member to show up. Yes, a guy by the name of Abyss. Well, they don't say his name in the episode, but this is Abyss Razor, a guy with a mask. So, it's like, I'm here with you, my friends. Of course, Mashle runs up to him, basically hits him with force. Of course, he moves. He's like, oh, I'm only here with you, my friends. He puts in the bottle, walks away. And then we see, basically, walking the force, his mask cracks. Why? Because of Mashle's punch. The momentum's like, he's that fast and he's got no magic? Interesting. He's just like me. In the case of Mashle's like, well, we gotta re-evaluate basically do these guys. And that's the episode. Yep, we only have 5 more episodes left to go for this one, and basically we're done here with this one. Yep. Now, I have been checking. There is no Bleach dub episodes released yet, so still waiting on that one for I. So, excuse me. That's pretty much it, particular view. I was going to do Case Close Up, but it's getting kind of late, so I'm going to do just my 2 comment corners. I'll probably kind of after that, okay? Next video. Bye.